Hello guys, and welcome to the first installment of a series called Vulcan's Jet Tutorials. For those of you who don't know me, I am the pilot for the codename Stunt Runs, and today I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to fly better in Battlefield 3. Today's episode will be covering optimal turning speed and control for horizontal and vertical flying, as well as the spacebar key binding, making it clear for both novice and experienced pilots. I will be covering a few points that may have been mentioned in other videos, but I will try and make them as clear as possible and make sure that you get the most out of them. To start with, I am assuming that those of you watching this video will have learned to take off and control the aircraft reasonably well. As much as I would like to make a tutorial on these controls, flying well in Battlefield 3 is best achieved by practice on unranked servers. Also, due to the multi-platform accessibility of this series, I do not want to focus on a single set of controls. Now, as this will be a very verbal tutorial, try playing the game on an unranked server with the audio in the background. If this is not to your preference, I will provide a view as to how this should be done. Now let's move on to turning speed. There are many which say different turning speeds are better. Some say 300, others say 315. Considering it's almost impossible to maintain these speeds the entire time, somewhere in between will give you the best control over the aircraft. If you are new to maintaining this speed while turning, try maintaining while in a straight line first. Once you have gathered how much you have to tap the deceleration control key, try it in turning. Roughly tapping twice a second after lowering your speed to 315 will give you the best chance at maintaining the correct speed. Once you've got the hang of turning at the correct speed horizontally, the next thing to do is to learn how to turn fastest while flying vertically. The fastest way to loop the aircraft is by starting at 315, and when pulling the aircraft upwards, hold down the acceleration control. When you reach the horizon again, hold down the deceleration control. Practice this until you roughly maintain the correct speed while looping. When travelling upwards, the aircraft may need a boost from the afterburner to maintain above 300 speed. Once you have mastered turning both horizontally and vertically, you can then start flying in third person, using the same techniques as before to maintain speed, changing back to the cockpit view occasionally to check. Try this for a few minutes before moving on to diagonal flying. Flying through the sky at diagonal angle makes use of both techniques, and when you can successfully pull it off, you will be a force to be reckoned with while flying. First of all, you will need to revert to tapping, but depending on the angle, you will need to tap faster or slower, between holding down completely and tapping twice a second. The only way to understand this is by practicing until you learn. Expert pilots will make use of this in third person, while being chased or attacking enemy aircraft to lose the enemy plane, as it is the hardest to maintain the correct speed. This gives them the advantage of knowing how to do this over their opponent. One extra thing I wanted to mention before ending this tutorial is the use of the spacebar key binding for PC players. Where Xbox and PS3 players have analog sticks which they can hold to turn the aircraft, PC players who use mouse and keyboard by default do not. This means you have to drag the mouse down over and over. However, rebinding the down arrow which controls upward pitch to spacebar, all you have to do is hold down spacebar while turning, making it a lot more comfortable. Getting used to it takes a while, but it is well worth it for those long dogfights. Anyway, I hope you, the viewer, have learnt a lot from this tutorial. Please feel free to leave a like and even subscribe for more tutorials like this in the future. That leaves me to say thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.